Good evening, good evening. Come on into the room. Happy Wednesday. It's been a cold day. I don't know if any of you all got outside earlier. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how cold it is right now. We're going to talk about how cold it's going to be heading into the weekend. Going to give you a minute to get here and join us. I know that it's a busy time. I know it's Wednesday. It's dinner time. A lot of y'all are making plans for the rest of the evening. But we have to talk about this forecast. It was bitterly cold this morning. It was bitterly cold this afternoon when I came to work, and it was cold but not as bad this evening as I've stepped out just for a minute. Arctic air mass completely dominating our forecast. It's out there right now, and it's going to be with us at least through the start of the day tomorrow. We'll see the afternoon return southerly flow as we look ahead, and that's going to allow for some improving temperatures. So cold out there right now, freezing, 32 degrees here in Atlanta. We are tracking the 20s north of the city, 28 in Canton, 27 Calhoun and Rome, mid-20s in Blue Ridge and Blairsville. Meanwhile, a little bit warmer once you head further south. Folks in Thomaston sitting at freezing as well. So we've had a lot of cold to deal with, and I left my clicker, so I'm going to leave you all on this snow map just for about 10 seconds as I grab my clicker, and I will be right back. There we go. And that gave a couple of more people a little bit of time to get here with us. Oh, you know what? Looks like I had a goofy moment. Catch my breath. We have what we need here to do the job. Good evening to everybody that's just joining us. We've been talking about these cold temperatures that are out there and trending colder as we head into the evening hour. So bundle up. If you have any dinner plans, stepping out, it's going to be sliding into the mid-20s as we approach the midnight hour, and it's going to get colder as we head through the overnight. So if you're stepping out, expect for temperatures to fall to near 23 degrees here in Atlanta, slightly colder once you head north. Don't be surprised if you're in places like Carrollton and LaGrange if you wake up to temperatures in the teens, with those numbers eventually improving as we head through parts of the day tomorrow. After a very frigid start, I expect to get into the mid to upper 40s as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, because of a change in the wind direction. We'll get a southerly breeze that's going to allow for a different air mass to move in, and it's going to feel a little bit better. Unfortunately, another Arctic air mass is arriving as we head into your Friday evening and dominating the weekend. So more first alerts starting Friday night into Saturday. Saturday is going to be brutal. We're going to get into it, but it's going to be brutal. And then Sunday is going to be very frigid for the start of the day. We'll see a little bit improvement as we head into the afternoon, and then heading into next week, things trend into more positive territory. So we'll see temperatures actually climb into the 50s and eventually hit the 60-degree mark later in the 7-day forecast. Let's get you through tomorrow, where the winds are going to help us out in comparison to what it's done the last 24, 36 hours, which have been brutal. It'll get us into the upper 30s around the 11 o'clock hour. Just for perspective, we topped out at 39 degrees today. We will be at that at 11 a.m., getting into the upper 40s as we head into the afternoon. So we'll top out near 48, 49 degrees across most of the region for your Thursday forecast. So while we're a little bit below average, we should be in the low 50s, 54 degrees this time of year. We'll be closer to that tomorrow than we've been the last couple of days. Good evening, Wesley, joining us again tonight from Ackworth. Man, Wesley, you're here as much as I'm here, man. I appreciate you joining us every night at 8 o'clock. Good deal for sure. And good evening to everybody else that's joining us. I know some of you are at home watching us on A&F Plus, streaming on Roku and Amazon Prime, but there's also a live YouTube stream. Folks like Wesley, they show up every night, they interact with us, and they let us know that they're here. So we appreciate you all for doing that. Heading into Friday, that's going to be a transitional day for us. There's going to be some spotty showers that move through the area Thursday night into Friday morning. They're going to be pretty fast moving. Most of northwest Georgia will see some hit or miss sprinkles. There's going to be some cold air around, so I won't be surprised if there's a little bit of mixing there, but not expecting that to be widespread. Look like we could see maybe some sleet in some isolated locations, not really looking at the potential for snow or freezing rain Thursday night. But as we head into Friday, that system is going to pull on off, and on the back end, we could get some residual moisture as that colder air is filtering in, and we could see some snow flurries in the mountains Friday around noon. So around 7, pretty dry, but temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 30s across most of the region. As we head into the afternoon, that's where that cold air starts to build in. So normally we see the numbers warm up as we go through the afternoon. We're going to see the opposite. We're going to see that temperature trend cooler through the afternoon, and that's going to allow for the potential for some of that moisture that's going to be filtering in on the back end of that front to fall in the form of some snow flurries. Not expecting that to be a widespread issue, no big deal there, but it's going to happen, and if you see some flakes flying around, don't be surprised. By 5 o'clock, things are trending drier, but look at those winds out of the northwest at 16 miles per hour. That's going to funnel that cold air in, so by the time you're getting off work, it is going to be falling to near freezing with wind chills that are going to be in the low to mid 20s. So it is going to feel uncomfortable at 5, and by the evening hours, that's when that first alert really goes into place, because temperatures are going to dip into the low to mid 20s, and those wind chills will already be in the teens Friday night at 11. So if you have plans to get out into the streets Friday night, be prepared. It is going to be a little cold. It's going to be frigid. It's going to be uncomfortable. I don't think anybody's going to be waiting at restaurants, and I don't think there's going to be a line to get into any spot, because it is just going to be ridiculously frigid. Wesley says he tuned in for the updates as often as he can. Thanks, man. We appreciate you for sure. And then by Saturday morning, those numbers continue to drop. So we're expecting another morning in the teens, low to mid-teens across parts of North Georgia. Could get down to single digits in Blairsville. Check out that 6. That's an actual temperature, not a wind chill. But once you factor in the winds, a lot of us are going to be starting off today feeling like near 0 to roughly 7-degree wind chills across most of the region. So it is going to be brutal. The good news, it's Saturday morning, so I don't think most of us are getting up and getting out into the streets. But if it's your day to go run and grab Waffle House or grab donuts or coffee or any of that kind of mess, you may want to kind of come up with a different scenario. You may want to make those pancakes at home, those waffles at home, so that you don't have to get out. Go ahead and prepare for that. Tomorrow, go ahead and grab what you would need for that, because Saturday, I guarantee you, once you see how Saturday unfolds, it's going to be a day spent basically in the house. I may actually have to pull out that gumbo recipe that I was breaking down to y'all last week. So meanwhile, 7-day forecast shows everything, and you can see that down arrow Friday, because we expect temperatures to be at their peak earlier in the day. The afternoon is going to be brutally cold, trending into a frigid evening. First alert Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, as temperatures are just going to be well below average, 10, 15, nearly 20 degrees at times below average, especially Saturday afternoon. And then we trend into better territory as we head towards Monday, getting back near 60 by Wednesday. So looks like a lot of you were here, and we appreciate you for joining us this evening. We've given you that update. I'll give you this final look at your 7-day forecast. And for more information, we're going to have some fresh new data coming in to the Weather Center. Actually, meteorologist Fred Campagna is going through some of that right now. I'm going to go and help him, and we will break down the latest tonight on Peachtree TV at 10, and he'll have a final look at 11 on Atlanta News First. Y'all have a fantastic evening.